Morning, everyone. I see some windows still joining us, but I would like to welcome you to Accessible Forest Conference titled Pathways to Nature for Everyone. My name is Eliza Zadłużna, and I'll be hosting this online space of meeting, sharing, and celebrating diversity of various experiences, but also various expertise, which we have here online, but we also have in very human way, even if it's through the screen. And then I must admit it's going to be very intense day, like lots of experiences, lots of panel discussion, intense, but I also hope very inspiring. And still, before we start with this panel discussion, I would like to invite this beautiful project team to introduce yourself. So we have here with us Marcin, Dagna, Erika, Geeta, Kriszta. Space is yours.
Hello everybody. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Marcin Urbaniak and I'm the Vice President of the Słyszę, Serce Association from Poland. Today is a special day for all of us as we celebrate the culmination of 2 years project. Today you will have the opportunity to take part in panels with many experts from across Europe and world. This event has been made possible with the support of European Union Foundation, which is why all the material and the webinar are free and everything is for license Creative Commons. I'm glad that we can all be here together, and I'm joining. Welcome. You are the project coordination too, and we are ready to beginning. Thank you.
Who is going to follow? I see Dagna smiling, so maybe this is your time for introduction.
Thank you, everyone, and I'm very excited and a little bit stressed, I have to admit, because we just accomplished this 2 years journey, and here we are in this accessible forest practice. My name is Dagna Gmitrowicz. I am representing the partner of consortium, which is called KulturNest. We are located in Berlin. Me, myself, I'm certified in NFT forest therapy guide. And in Germany, we were very busy and committed to work with migrants, the regular and those also with refugee background. So welcome you warmly to this meeting. And also, I hope you visit also our panels where we invited also experts out of our field who also will open window and inspire you and us. How can we build a future together? And I'm so happy we are here as a whole consortium. So please, who next? Thank you so much.
I see Geeta on my screen. Does it mean that, you can be next, Geeta?
Sure, I can jump in. Thank you, Dagna. Thank you, Marcin. Thank you, Eliza. I think this is a really special moment for us as a team. It's been 2 years of working together to bring this project to life. So I am based in Portugal, right now calling in from Oregon in the United States, but developed the project in Portugal working with older adults, elderly population, and also psychiatric patients. So I'm excited also today to be hosting the accessibility experts for both these populations and a very special guest with a very deep knowledge of nature connection work that I think will serve also all our populations. So very, very excited about that. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Geeta. Could you maybe invite the next person from your great team?
Sure, I'll invite Erika.
Thank you, Geeta, for the invitation. Hello, everyone. My name is Erika Kármán. I'm representing here the Hungarian team. My role in this project is to coordinate and manage all the management part of the project, but also I had the chance to guide some books as well. So I had the field experience to A few things about our organization. I mean, we are based in Hungary, in a small village close to Budapest, and then we do environmental consciousness related projects. So this is a really great opportunity for us that we could be part of this consortium. And I'm super excited about this day. So I pass the word to my colleague Kriszta, who is also from Hungary.
Yes, thank you, Era. Welcome, everyone. My name is Kriszta Vásárhelyi, and I'm from Hungary. And here, in the last 2 years, we were investigating the topic of excessive use of digital devices, and we were looking for the answers how to balance this digital overdose with nature connection activities. And we worked with children, we worked with vulnerable mothers and women, and we are really excited to share all the experiences and ideas that we had. So we hope that you will have a really meaningful day here, and all of you will go to nature as soon as possible. So thank you. And I'm passing the word back to Eliza, right?
Yes, yeah, thank you, Kriszta. And then I'm really impressed, how many different and various experiences we have here. And I think this is the right moment maybe to say in one sentence what is the intention behind this online gathering. Dagna was explaining to me that more than 200 people registered, and I think it's like great success. But for me, it's also a sign that what you do is needed. And then the message that you are carrying with making nature, trying to make nature accessible for everyone is really like something that we need in this like chaotic and ambiguous world. So maybe one of you, if you in one sentence could say, okay, why are we here? What is the intention behind this online gathering? Whoever feels ready. On my screen, I see only Dagna, Marcin, and Geeta. So like, I don't want to point any of you, but then if you feel like, okay, in one sentence, why are we here today?
Dagna, I think you should speak because this came from you. This was born from your heart.
Also, Dagna, you're called because of your heart. This was the calling from you. Okay.
So maybe a little private story. My call will be to all of you. Trust your dreams. Trust your dreams and trust your intuition, because this old project and where we are now is thanks to the dream. In the middle of the night, where suddenly the impulse came that being a certified forest therapy guide after the course. By the way, Geeta was my trainer in there, which I'm here very happy about. Then suddenly I heard many stories. That's forest bathing is incredible. It's so beautiful, but we don't know, or there's a missing this knowledge how to enter the institutions that are not familiar with environmental practices, how to enter the groups that are not so vividly open. Yes, we go to the forest. No, rather they are closed or they are limited by different things. And then on the other side, I see those people in different institutions, in different beingnesses, that I know that they beingness in nature would be healing for them and would be important. And somehow we have experts here and we have experts there, how to merge those two fields. And that was the outcome of a dream. I called the Geeta in the middle of the night, and I called Marcin, Era, and all of them said, yes, we do it. And here we are. And I think this journey and the purpose of this meeting is not only to be proudly sharing what we did, but to look all together. How can we create this reality and environment, these times closer to nature for everyone? Not those that assign, not those that say, yes, I'm very busy, I'm happy to do. No, to also give a hand to the people that maybe they would not think about that because they are too tired, too busy, too limited. Maybe something is happening in their life and they would even not think that there is nearby a park or there's a forest nearby, and it's okay to go there. Maybe they have no facilities to do that because there is a rain, or maybe the road is not too good. And still there is a possibility to reach this beautiful richness, healing environment. And I guess that's why we are here. It's like not only to listen, but also to invent together the new pathways to nature, for me, for us, and for everyone. Wow, that was a freestyle talk. If anyone, it was not one sentence apologies, but maybe anyone from my consortium would like to add anything to that.
Yeah.
Era, yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to add something really short. Is that with Dagna we work in one of our professional life is like non-formal training, and we work as trainers. So that's how it happened that we met in a conference in Marseille, and we had this long chat about like what do we do in our professional life as well. And I remember that moment that I've never ever heard talking about a project. Never heard someone talking about a project so passionately, and so like this is it. That's why I was born, to make this project happen. I even get goosebumps now. So for me, that was something really like calling, because there are so many projects, so many super exciting topics around, which I'm really happy about. But this was something like I said, like, wow, if this woman has such a passion in it, then it must be something really serious. And it became serious. Thank you.
Thank you, Dagna. Thank you, Era. And then, like, when you mentioned the word passion and goosebumps, then it was also appearing in me, because I could really, when Dagna was speaking and when you, Era, was speaking, I could really feel that there is passion even being transmitted through the screen. So I don't know how you did it, girls, but then it happened. Yeah, so from this, yeah, and then when Dagna was speaking, I felt it's not only setting the intention for the meeting, but already starting like sharing the story. And for me, like sharing the story was very much about the needs which are there, but also the story of like encounters of human beings, and then like shared passion, and shared passion which you would like to pass further. So I think this is a good space to say more about the project itself, and maybe about its outcomes to the people who are not so much familiar with it. So I again open the space to any of you who feels ready to say maybe a few words about the project, its aim, and the outcomes you managed to achieve.
What I can do, I can share the screen, and maybe someone else from consortium I would ask to maybe share a story. What's there? What are the products?
Are you going to share your screen, Dagna? Yeah.
It's shared, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe I can speak a little to the outcomes of this project and the intention, following up on what Dagna was sharing, to make this practice accessible. So we worked to create educational materials for the professionals that work with these populations, and also for trained forest therapy, forest bathing guides all over the world, to be able to learn from the inputs of the accessibility experts that have been working together with us and these populations. So I guess these are, what you are seeing are some photos from the walks with the different populations that we worked with. Here we are seeing photos of the population with severe disabilities, and then we start seeing the photos of the populations of migrants and war refugees. And then the psychiatric children. Then psychiatric patients, older adults. Yeah, so these were the populations that we worked with, and we produced state-of-the-art educational materials for these professionals to go on a learning journey to be able to facilitate meaningful nature connection experiences for their populations. And I'll hand it over to someone else from our team to continue the storytelling. So we have audio. Who wants to jump in? Era, Kriszta? No? Nobody? Okay, Kriszta.
I'm really
go.
happy to listen to you, Geeta. So
Okay.
I think
Okay,
if you're
happy.
happy, please go on, and we will add anything if we
Okay.
like.
So we've created, I think like we can share a little bit of how we arrived at these materials. What do you think, Dagna? Yeah. So essentially the first year of our project, we took these populations out and guided them on forest therapy walks, forest bathing walks. Let's say our foundational starting point was the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy standard sequence as a solid, proven, replicable way of having meaningful nature connection experiences. And we took these populations out, and then we had the professionals that work with these populations give us feedback on what they felt they needed to learn in order to be able to facilitate this. So from these questionnaires, these inquiries that these professionals gave us, as a team, we were able to extract the competencies that we would need to work on to develop the educational materials so that these educational materials could serve the needs of these people. And all throughout this journey, we had the input of the accessibility experts. Dagna, please jump in to complement. And these materials have been developed together with the accessibility experts. And reviewed also by the professionals that work with these teams, so that we can truly serve them. Maybe I'd hand it over to you, Dagna, for the compass model, because I think it's important.
The compass model is also not something that we took from a books. It's also something what came from a practice. Because, I mean, maybe it's important to underline the number. So this project was created by, I was calculating more than 200 people that were involved. In the production, we were involved around 50 people, but all together with the walks and participants, over 200 people involved in that work. And then also all pedagogues that were involved, they were invited to write reports where we asked them what competencies you think are important. And then based on that, we created the competence model. So our competence model is not scientific way that, yes, these are the university. No, it's coming from a field, from a ground, from a people, and like really sharing the true practice which is needed. So in this competence model, we divide it into directions. So imagine you stay in a center and then you look up. In our model, that would be look and north, and then you will see there's all areas that you need to discover for yourself to host this kind of groups. Then if you look west, then you discover all the features that are needed as a competency, skills, and knowledge in relation to nature. When you look east, then you discover all the skills and knowledge and competences which are needed to the population, to the very specific target group. When you look south, then you have all the needed skills, knowledge, and practicalities regarding practical preparation of the experience of immersion in nature. And all these competencies, they're very different ones. And then we created to that videos, podcasts. Each of them is kind of described or touched in a different way. So you as a learner, by reading the main tool, which is our ebook, where everything is covered, and there's self-assessment tool also that you and with your team evaluate what would be needed, but also you can see that all those tools are complementary to each other, but also there are many tools that are not invented yet, and therefore we would invite you to join us on this journey, because we are I guess it's never-ending story, because it's grounded in a practice. And so basically that's our competence model. Anything else to add to that, maybe? from any of you? I think what I really love, because I remember it was you, Elisa, saying, if you go to the podcast, maybe I can, because this is a pathway. Maybe this is our manual. So I was saying about the manual, and maybe I can manage. So to open it later on, I don't want to now, maybe let's say. So we have in PDF and in EPUB in 5 languages, the 300 pages of stories, tools, and practical tips, how to work with those different populations and in nature, in different nature settings. We are not talking only about the forest, we're also talking about urban spaces like parks. We will discover it later on today, how we navigated, and also some experts will explain why we were working in different settings. So all of this is described in our main tool, which is manual ebook, which is in 5 languages. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yes, and also that it's beautifully illustrated by 4 incredible illustrators. So each the ebook is truly a work of art with very beautiful illustrations.
It's so many pages that would be difficult to scroll. I don't want to make you tired of it. Maybe I just want you to inspire. So I don't know, you see the ebook, the thing that I'm scrolling now? It's like, if it's shared. Also, there's also, the ebook is built in an educational way. So there are questions, initiating questions, there are checkpoints later on, critical questions, then quick reference cards. So you have like a condensed knowledge at the end of each chapter. So the whole structure, we really truly hope, is supporting different types of learners.
And now I also add, Dagna, that the ebook is created in an accessible way. So there is, it's accessible for individual people as well, if I understand correctly.
Correct, and the same as websites. So we really tried to do things according to norms, which are now, yes, respected. We respected all this. So here we've come to the first population, also illustrations that Geeta was mentioning, and so on and so on. Maybe I can also show some templates. I don't know. Maybe you can keep staying story, or I give floor to Elisa, and I figure out maybe some templates to show.
Dagna, thank you for sharing, and also Geeta. And I must say I'm truly impressed with what you managed to create, and also how attentive you are to the details. Because for me, being attentive to the details is also very much being attentive to people who are going to use it. And I've heard already your voice, Geeta's voice, but maybe I would also like to ask people who are not speaking yet. So just this very little question to Kriszta, Era, and Marcin. If you were to choose one particular outcome from this project, just one, because we don't have much time left, but the one that you feel the most proudest of, the most proud of, what would it be? And maybe I will ask Kriszta, one outcome you are the most proud of from Accessible Forest project.
Well, thank you for this really difficult question. I think the biggest work is covered by the book we created, but we didn't talk about it so far. I would highlight now the audio recordings, because if you go to our website later, you will find some beautiful audios for yourself to discover some parts of nature connection, meaningful nature connection. So this could be maybe the first step for some people to dive into our materials, to go outdoors and discover nature with the help of our audio recordings. And we are really excited how people will like it. So I hope you will try it and maybe give us some feedback, but I think this is something which could be really personal for everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Kriszta. I also like to put attention and put more spotlight to the audio recording. Era, what was it for you?
So for me, I would say I'm most proud of the cooperation in this partnership. I mean, many of us mentioned already, like to work with our participants, our groups. But for me, working together with this team, with the experts, what we brought in, for me, that's just a really high level, and I'm really happy for that.
Thank you. And I think like this human aspect, and then I believe, but to cooperate on this very intense 2 years project, and it must have been challenges in the multicultural team. So like mentioning that you really enjoy it, and then like, yeah, but you are grateful for it is amazing. Marcin, what about you? One thing you are proud of when it comes to Accessible Forest project?
When you ask me about this, I'm proud for all, because for me it's a complete. And you know, it's for me it's a very difficult to choose and put one things in the out, but I think it's a complete, and I'm proud for this, and I'm proud for the people who works with these materials, because it's very, very, very good and very quality works, and it's amazing. Yeah, and thank you for this.
Thank you, Marcin. I think this feeling of completion and the feeling of achievement and the feeling of being proud, yeah, it's definitely there. And I'm like, when I'm listening to you, I think it's also the time for celebration. So of course it's time for sharing, it's time for invitation, but also like celebrating and being proud and celebrating the diversity, the beauty of what you created, and also this human aspect of it. I'm looking at the time and I'm trying to be time conscious. I think this is also the moment maybe to share what is waiting ahead of us, because what we have prepared for you during this day is 8 different panels, and we are going to start in a very soon on the discussion panel on screen time, green time, mental regeneration approach with Balint, Agnes, and Erika. I'll be mentioning only your name without surnames, because excuse me, for some of the surnames it's very difficult, so I would prefer not to make the mistakes in trying to pronounce your surnames. But then, of course, at the beginning of each panel discussion, there will be a space for introduction. And then, yeah, there will be like, I'm not going to mention all the titles here because they're becoming one by one, but the general structure is that we'll have like 3 panel discussions, be it for the lunch break. And then as you see here, we have like 5 panel discussion after lunch break. Each panel discussion is going to last approximately 45 minutes. And then it includes the discussion, the going deeper in the chosen subject, with the moment of question and answers coming from the participants. And then Dagna was like asking me to mention that we have people joining from the different time zones. I'm aware of it. And what you see on the screen is Central European time. And then I will try to remember that we return on the full hour. But basically the structure is like 45 minutes, 15 minutes break, and we always start on an hour, so on a full hour. So it's kind of easy to follow. We'll be also putting the reminders on the screen and also in the chat. But well, if we make mistake with the hour, just like try to be also conscious about your own time zone.